Thank you so much. Let's not look at us. Let's look at the game, because it's go time now. Please look at the game. We do not want to miss this. The pistol round is live as we speak, and as we say that, the T side are not looking so good, and it's just down to Happy. We missed it. It was a 3-2 split, and it is Na'Vi to get the first one on the board. Apologies for missing that one, and I am joined by the glorious Natty.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. I've got a good co-caster with me, and it looks like Edward's off to a good start. 4 pickups in the first round here for him.
Yeah.
A good performance throughout the tournament so far for that man. And we were kind of discussing earlier on, the skill ceiling of Na'Vi is pretty substantial. It's pretty huge.
It's very steep.
Yeah. But do you reckon this event they might actually start finding the top end of it?
I think that's what they're trying to look for, definitely, because feels like they feel like they have a lot of potential out there that they're just unable to get into. And if they just get everyone playing up to their standards and what they're capable of, I think they will be a very, very good team.
Well, let's see if that is the case here. Edward already does find one seized. He's making line work of them. Bomb does at least go down to some silver lining to this round, as Kyo will be picked up. Very clean one from Na'Vi.
No kills.
In the end there, no deaths on their side, but still a bomb plant for EnVy. So I guess something out of that round.
Sure, I mean, but they fully invested to that round, so I think they were looking to win that round actually, because the Tech 9, as it is right now, is a very powerful pistol. So buying a few smokes and armor in Tech 9 works very well actually, especially on Cash.
We've seen it consistently throughout this tournament. Olaf picking up the ace with that, as it's
Yeah,
known, he does get dropped that Tech 9 and he just ran off with it.
Yeah, he was going mad with it. Like I think he went up to like 15-0-1 or something along those lines.
I'm pretty sure he almost chose to run the Tech 9 over getting it down half the time. But regardless of that, we are into the third round. No early buy, as mentioned. You kind of pointed out they had quite the investment into round 2 that just didn't work out. And we are seeing this 3-2 split again, looking like they just want to get the bomb planted more than anything, or just pad Edward's scoreline.
Nope. Well, it's good for both actually. He can get the bomb plant, but then it's going to help Edward get some good scorelines too. This is a good way to try and get the plant.
Nice couple of flashes coming in. Actually, Smith does at least take down Edward, but it looks like the bomb should be planted with shots any second now. Kyo.
Very passive play from Na'Vi actually here. Just giving out the bomb side. I feel that they should have contested them more going into the site.
Maybe just try to be cautious. Maybe trying to keep that patience just for the first few rounds. But the retake has come in. It's down to a 2v2, and actually Happy and MBK doing great work. But on the bomb side, C's holding down. It's going to be MBK pushing in. He's got the tag. Oh, the bomb's been defused. Unbelievable.
Wow. But yeah, that just simply wasn't good play from Na'Vi actually, because the first guy just died, and then everyone else playing really passively, giving Happy the room to do that lurking, and they came down to 2-2. And literally, I think, well, EnVy should have won that, but
You said it a little earlier then as well. You literally pointed out halfway into that they're being really passive in this. Is it almost too much caution coming?
No, it felt like it. Like they were like not really playing. They should have contested them more because they had the weaponry that EnVy didn't, and they just gave the room that they should have given.
Well, nice little start there for Smiths finding Zeus, but Guardian and Edward making the most of it, and really no ground gained here for the T side. Trying to contest in mid. Guardian doesn't land it. Peeks up again, finds Shocks. And now just MBK left alive, 1v4. He knows at least where Guardian is, but oh, Guardian again denied. This guy is on point today, and he said he was so pleased hearing the crowd cheer for them earlier. I think he's got them on their side now.
Just like the analysts were talking, it's going to be a lot about the mid control here, and that was the first battle of the middle, and just very well done by Na'Vi. And well, Guardian, even though he didn't hit those few shots in the end,
he made up for it, right?
Yeah, he made up for it.
But we are seeing the T side once again going into this with a bye. But what do we make of that mid play? Because it didn't really seem to go anywhere. Was it just well played out by Na'Vi, or just not perfectly executed by the T side?
It's always a bit of both, but it was just very well holded by they had. I think they had 3 people playing that mid. So when you give that much emphasis on middle, it's really hard for the T's to come through and take over. So you need to slow down your play to make the CTs rotate a bit and give yourself more room to maneuver with.
And 1 minute into this round now, really.
Yeah, and they have slowed down.
T side looking towards a good couple players still here, maybe waiting for a smoke and a couple of pop flashes in. Seized has actually pushed through Squeaky, so MBK Smiths and Kyo could at least get a shot towards Guardian, but Guardian has a great angle, doesn't get the first shot, goes in for a second, misses a second, and that will allow the T side at least a glimpse towards the site. Down to 2. Do they have a shot in this one?
Considering Yoshima's health, it's going to be tough.
certainly is. Now 1v2, probably going to struggle to even get that bomb. And Seized is still lurking around the back. Starix in mid. Keo.
Very hard 1-on-2 actually.
Yeah, it's near on impossible, but does have a smoke and a flash, maybe able to create something from it.
Yeah, the thing is if they play together, these start. Oh, there we go. No need to play together when you're just headshotting people. But yeah, how to minimize the risk is to play as much together as possible in a 2-on-1 situation when you're playing a single player, especially when you are trying to defuse the bomb. It could be the other way around actually if you're defending a bomb plant, that you just play two individual 1-on-1s to spend as much time as possible out of the bomb.
Makes sense. Now, let's kind of recap where we're at so far, because we will be seeing the T-side buying up, but very briefly, 5-0 scoreline. Yep. Is this Na'Vi starting to feel confident in their match here, or is this just still, it's early? We don't want to get too confident, we want to very play calm and keep into this, but mentally, how the team's starting to build into this one?
No, it's perfect. It's a perfect kind of start, and there we go, Guardian just getting the first kill as well. You know, this is the point where you're getting 5-0 up, you're going to start making a little bit more risk as CT trying to get those early kills, and that's going to make it harder, even harder for Envy to make it work. But now, NBK with their retaliation, I think, very important. That's going to be favoring the T's, actually.
Yeah, that'll at least take the dedicated player away from B, as we do see Keo finding Zeus as well, so really going to struggle to fulfill these sites and the obligations towards them. Guardian has put himself towards the B site. The bomb with the T's, not to really commit. Happy waits for Edward to push out, finds him. And now just 2 left alive for the CT side, and piece by piece it seems the T side had worked out exactly where they were and just kind of hit them through. But will MBK expect C's lurking? No. Maybe there's still a little bit of a chance here.
Depends on Guardian a lot if he would be able to get a shot, but he's smoked out, so it's going to make it tough for him. Say if he actually does get a pick early, there's a chance, but then it's going to be really tough otherwise.
Certainly, Shox is just waiting at quad towards the left. Keo by that squeaky door, and Guardian flashed up, Sees flashed up, and the time's starting to tick a little faster, but Guardian does get that pick, forcing Shox to peek out a little. Guardian sees, chimes in with 1. Now just Keo left alive, bomb is ticking. Guardian's going to go for a Sees, needs to hold off Keo. He goes down, it's the bomb to be defused, and he's done it again. This is unbelievable from Na'Vi. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say when we're just sitting and watching here, but it felt like Envy just threw that round away. Like, no 3-on-2 situation, you're in 3 totally different positions. You've got like a triangle of death going on the bomb side. You just don't go and peek and give those kills. They need to come in and defuse the bomb. So I feel Envy right now is just digging their own grave, to be honest with you. Though it's only just 6-0, there's still 9 rounds to go. So you know they just need to be able to start finalizing those rounds and getting those last couple of kills to win some rounds.
And setup-wise, while these guys get set up to actually execute in this round, it does seem that they're able to just produce the 1v1s out of situations they shouldn't. But Happy at least opening up this time. We'll come back to that point in a moment. Probably if we do see a plant again go down, we'll see something similar. And maybe just kind of take me through the options they have as Edward does go peering. He finds Smiths on the receiving end. Well, Guardian already getting himself round towards A. 4 players await him.
They keep starting off with getting good trades.
Yeah.
Envy does, and that means they have the opportunity.
They're rotating actually all the way around. It's not a bad idea if they get rid of Zeus.
Yeah, it's the only man, and he's in defense on that side, or around that side.
Keo, Smiths, and Shox. Surely alarm bells are going to be ringing. Happy's still there, and he's going to take the 1v1 up against Starix. Starix wins that out, but now Zeus is away. He knows what's going on. He spotted the feet of the T side. Just walking past, Keo gets Guardian. Zeus onto Shox, and now down to the 2v2. T side do at least get the bomb down, but let's see if they can hold it this time. Smiths watching the drop. Great positioning from him. Finds Starix. Zeus is tucked into a corner. I don't think he can get out of this one. Smokes out. Baits the shot. Keo now do a little flash over the top. And Zeus actually trying to hunt out the player who's just to his left in the smoke behind him. He doesn't know any of this. And brilliantly done by Smiths and Keo here. This round should be theirs to take. And I think Zeus knows what's up. He's going to get out of there. And talk to me why this one seemed to work so much better than the last couple of rounds.
Well, in the end, they got the similar like to previous rounds. Early on, there were trade kills happening, which usually favor T-side. But this time around, they managed to hold the side in the end when they got the bomb down. And Smith's getting that pick of the op, and then Zeus not able to make it into 2 individual 1-on-1s. Just worked out. It's not rocket science, actually. It's very simple, in fact.
Indeed it is, and maybe the simple stuff just needs to be starting to work for Envy, and that's what they need to be looking towards. But
no, but they shouldn't be too worried as long as they just manage to end these rounds, because they're getting into those situations where it's always it's possible for them to win rounds. It's not like they're getting totally wrecked every single round. It's always coming down to those 2-on-3s, and that's the beauty of Counter-Strike. You got to be able to win those rounds to make it count, and that's the thing that they've been lacking so far on this half is finalizing those rounds. They get the early play right, but then falter in the last moment.
We're seeing actually a very tentative EnVyUs so far. Maybe looking for those early exchanges they've been doing so well on in the last couple of rounds. Yeah. Whether they close or not, obviously, up for discussion. But Smiths and MBK starting to lurk forward.
Yeah, and you can tell from the situation where Navi only has a Deagle and 5-7 and a couple of calls and an AWP, that the money's not that good for them because of all the close rounds that they've had.
Most certainly, it looks like it's going to be a B push coming in. You can see them starting to swarm here. Actually, Starks and Zeus are already waiting on this. Well, this could be a disaster. Actually, MBK finds one. Happy gets down Edward, but Zeus is still alive, but not for long, as the T-side should be able to lock this one out now. Bomb is going down. This should be a 3v2 they can win.
It should be, yeah. This is a really hard retake unless they peek and give it 3 kills, which I don't see happening. That shouldn't happen anyway.
You say that as Shox edges forward, but he does hold the angle here, and Guardian almost about to peek it, but decides maybe against that.
He's going to be smart enough to just stay and wait, because, you know, now comes the time to move. Because, yeah, Guardian, they're going to save the weapon. There's no money, really. There's no bank on Navi right now. Like I said before, all these rounds have been so close that they've had to rebuy for most of the team all along the whole half. So that means that Envy has a good chance of coming back into this. And economically, they have a lot more bank than Navi does, actually, just by winning a couple rounds.
And I want to talk to you about Cease and how you obviously play him on a fairly regular basis, whether it be outside tournaments or online. His performance through this event has been pretty substantial compared to what maybe we see, outside of it. How is it comparing? Is he just having a better game overall, or is this just an individual having a good event, or is this maybe the player we should have been seeing through that whole time?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of different factors to it that really affects your performance, but I guess maybe he's getting more comfortable, and maybe his roles and the way of play that Navi plays now is more of his liking. So there's a lot of those other things that make a difference. I think he's always had a lot of potential to be a great player.
And looking right now, Edward showing him a veteran hand there on that P250. MBK does manage to go down to him, but still 4v4. Seeing Starks pushing around the backside, and actually it's not gone so smoothly here for Navi, trying to be a little more aggressive on this, but Guardian does at least get Shox, and would that be enough for him this round, or will he want a little more?
Well, knowing Guardian, it's not going to be enough for him. He's going to go for more.
He's certainly looking for it. He did in the last round, holding an angle just as late as he could almost in this.
Yeah, but it's going to be important for him to try and save this up, but no, he's just going to stay there.
Confidence has helped him in the earlier rounds, but it could be his undoing. He does get one, but exchange for another, and maybe not worth hanging around that long for.
No, considering the money situation on their half, there's no way they're buying an op for this round, so they're gonna have to go with 5 in force.
What do we make of the double AWP coming out now for the T side?
We've seen more of that lately, actually, from a lot of teams. Since something we've been toying about, actually, and sometimes actually doing it, but it's not something you've seen a lot of before. But it's going to be. I think they're probably going to try and get picks from both sides of the map, maybe mid and like A.
Zeus though, he's actually pushing in really aggressively, using the smoke as much as possible, just kind of gaining map control.
Yep.
Sees and Shox too far away either. It's going to be Keo actually to win out in that one, as be the T side to open up as Seas goes aggressive again. And this is what we're talking about, the new aggression that's seemingly falling with Na'Vi every now and then, and backing away, going to readjust. But what do we make of this new aggression coming through?
No, but in tournaments like these, where everyone's awareness is like 150%, those type of tricks actually don't work as often as like, let's say, online play, for example. I've come to notice that, because people are so much more aware and so much more concentrated. It feels like those type of plays just don't work as well as they do on online play. Just putting it out there.
Could be a factor into this one. We already saw 2 players going down with that earlier peak, so it's certainly holding true to trend. But Edward at least does find shocks as they do try and make their way towards the A side. But while all that happened, the bomb has been edging towards B as Starks, the last bastion on this B side, finds MBK walking in towards him, but MBK breaks through as Seas quickly tries to peek up, but Molly holds him back, and the flash towards side once again denied by MBK, just holding back the CT side single-handedly as Edward now left with no options.
Yeah, he really needs to save, and it's starting to mount up to a pretty good half for Envy so far. It seems very likely that they're going to be at 5 after the next one, because it's going to be a save for Na'Vi. So you're looking for 6-7 rounds as T side that you can call that a good half. So they are pretty much halfway there, or past halfway there actually.
Definitely on the way to looking very good here. A slower start for Envy at the beginning, but
yeah,
picked up a lot of pace.
Yeah, but like I said, the early rounds, even though they were down 6-0, they were very close, and it just came down to them being unable to close the rounds, and now they've been executing better and just hitting their shots. Maybe it's about getting warmed up, getting into the rhythm and everything like that. So they're just doing a better job.
Well, looking at the CT side, they are really going to be struggling for money here. Down to a couple of P250s, 2 flashes. What's the intention here? We've got 4 players essentially watching mid. What are they trying to achieve out of this one?
They're just trying to feel out what the CTs are doing, since they know they're going to be saving most likely. So the likelihood of finding a stack somewhere is very high. So they're just trying to feel out where it is at, actually.
Oh, they found a good beginning there. C's taking down Happy, and
yep.
Already we're going to see them starting to push through. MBK once again stands tall, however. And it's going to be Keo trying to hold them back. The smoke does wonders for them. But still, they've got an AWP out of this.
Yeah, that's not bad, right? Because it's an expensive weapon, and their money situation is not that good. They are losing momentum every single round right now, so they really need to turn this around, and an AWP on Guardian's hands for next round would be crucial for sure, and a lot of money saved at the same time.
Yeah, Cease will be holding that pretty much as far away as possible, as the rest of the T side will try and exit. It's going to be Zeus maybe trying to get a couple of exit kills here.
Yep.
Might be able to do it. Smiths does come around slightly unawares, and aggressive peek comes out from Zeus. If he can stay alive, it would be brilliant. Doesn't manage it, but still at least got a gun away from the T's. And Siege will maintain the AWP, and Edward, the Deagle.
Yeah, getting an AWP, getting 2 kills, even though the money situation for Envy is already, well, they're pretty stacked.
Yeah,
still,
pretty good.
It's always going to be more money spent when you get those kills in an eco, so not bad, always good.
And 6-5 now. Na'Vi starting to feel a little bit of the pressure, maybe starting
Definitely.
to feel a little bit less comfortable. It was the perfect beginning for the team that maybe struggled in some of the games, had a really off performance against Fnatic. Yep. And now let's see how this one goes. A very early boost towards mid. This looks like a faster play coming out from the T side as the flashes come in. Cease is going to be left with a lot of players to deal with. He finds MBK first of all. Guardian finds Smith, and it's looking so good for the CTs until Shocks broke through towards the site, but the bomb is not with them. The bomb's still down, and Cease knows it. He's locked this one out, and in mid, it's all going Na'Vi's way. Is now just Keo alive, tucked into the corner, and there we have it. Cease with a great round coming in, picking up 2 there, and keeping control of that bomb. And what spurred on that really aggressive play from the T side?
Well, I would actually like to touch how Na'Vi just happened to have 3 guys on that A side right away, and then Envy hit the site, and they just got demolished because of having 3 CTs there. It's not easy to hit the site, and that's the end of it, pretty much.
Well, I guess maybe a little bit of luck of just being on the right side at the right time almost for the CTs. I wonder if that's going to be the same again. 3-1 split towards A. Shocks. Smith & Co heading over there, and Guardian already watching that absolute pixel.
This is one of those...
Look at Smiths on the other side.
This is like one of those things you would call...
Oh my god, Smiths almost had him.
Yeah. Down to 9 HP is Guardian. But Seized and Shocks are, I think they're stood a wall between themselves on the A main. But no, oh, there we go, Guardian just gets the pick on Happy. But this is one of those rounds where Envy is just running like a default strategy where they're just going to get some early picks and then they have some kind of an execution. And it seems like it's going to be a B execution happening.
Well, Zeus going down very early on is going to certainly help that one out, but it has allowed Starix now to get towards side, but that Molly takes him down very low, and Shocks is going to golf that in his step as MBK as we now know, likes to kick into gear, but sees with a beautiful shot towards MVK and Shocks, at least slows it down and brings it to the one-on-one. Guardian against Smiths, and Guardian misses the first. That could have been huge. Guardian now readjusts. He needs this, and he gets it!
There we go. Yeah,
missing the 2 times he had the chance to begin with, but I guess third time's a charm.
Stark seems to be struggling a bit on the beat side. He needs to really pick up his play.
Yeah, and I saw your face when you missed that first shot. Did you just think that was done? As soon as he missed the first one?
Yeah, it felt like, for me it felt like, okay, it's done, but no, just made it work. But yeah, Starix really needs to step up his game on B, because that kind of retakes are not going to happen where C's is just going to come through the vent and get 2 picks or kills right away every single round, so Starix needs to pick up his pace on B.
We'll keep our eyes on that one going forward. If they do decide to go for it again, it certainly seems something that the T-side do like to toy with every now and then, but Zeus doing great work there, finding 2 players and evening it up a little more. But now down to just Happy and Smith. The T-side need to find something. It's just Smith, breaks through mid, finds one, spins for the second. Zeus denies it. And Na'Vi start building back some of the lead that they began with.
Yeah, and now Envy is going to be in a pretty rough situation for money-wise for the last round. They're going to have to go for the Tech 9s probably. We may even see 5 of those. No, it's equal. But still, they're going to go be mainly pistols and some smokes and flashes and molotovs, and maybe we see some kind of a direct execution on one of the 2 bomb sites actually.
It looks maybe like a B so far. It's certainly looking like it now. Zeus going to back up Starix, the man we pointed out. Going to be supported by Zeus here. And he does get 1, but MBK will follow up, and the Molotov and the man himself, Guardian, doing the damage, and that's a nice way to end this one out for Na'Vi. A 10-5 scoreline. It started to look a little bit close there at times, once we saw the Envy side starting to get really into this, but they seem to draw it back there.
Yeah, for me it felt like Na'Vi lost control of that half actually, somewhere in the middle, but then got that round in the end. I think 10-5 for them was the minimum that they were looking for, and it's something I think both teams will feel like going into the second half. You know, we got room to work with. Now it's something we can work with, and pistol round definitely gonna be something both teams wanna always win, but especially EnVyUs, now that they are down to 5 rounds, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble, and they're not gonna leave themselves a lot of room for error if they happen to lose the pistol round, and then second and the third round as well.
So a lot of pressure on them coming into this. And if you're in their shoes, is there any way you'd change, or is this the last time you'd ever want to change something coming into a big round like this? You know, mentally, how do you come into it?
Yeah, well, you wanna do things you've done before, so that it doesn't come down to a situation where someone misunderstood something, or you know, some kind of weird things happen that shouldn't happen, and that may cost you a round. So they'll probably want to go with a thing that they've done before. Something they have planned before. I'm sure they have a bunch of setups for plus around CT side as well. So just go with your own the set of tools that you have with.
And I always ask the question, you know, how much do these teams play for the anti-strat and then just play for themselves in a way? And I think you've highlighted on some of these rounds that there's rounds probably to anti-strat and there's rounds to play your own game, I guess. And obviously the first pistol is going to be something to be seen.
Yeah, you can like pick up some signals from certain things that teams do and have tendencies to do, and you adjust accordingly. But you don't straight up anti-strat, because they may anti-strat you, anti-stratting them, and then you're going to be screwed over. So you just pick up on signals and stuff like that, and you know some kind of tendencies that they have on, okay, who's going to be lurking and who's going to be doing this, so on, so on, so on. So everyone's been playing each other for so long and so many times, so you sort of learn of what they're doing.
Well, guys and girls, let's get ready for the second half of the first map here in the best of 3. Na'Vi up against EnVy. 10-5's the scoreline. As you said, EnVy desperately want this pistol round. This will be the way they want to start this one off. And only one man on the A site. Only Happy.
Yep, they are really putting a lot of force on B side, and it seems like the bomb is actually coming on A, so there's going to be a lot of action on Happy's end here.
Well, Happy, this is a extraordinarily hard situation to be in. 4 players coming in. The rotate did begin from the CTs, but the Ts not yet committing. Just toying with it. And actually, Happy's going straight in. Zeus finds him first. The Tech-9 just shreds him to pieces as MBK pops the flash over the top, catches 3, stops him, but Edward breaks in. It's all looking like Na'Vi right now as they do break through. Seas even takes down Edward, but Keo breaking him from the side. Starix claims him, and it looks like Na'Vi are on absolute point in this round.
Yeah, that situation with Happy was actually, like, I think he felt that they would maybe like a fake or something, that there was only going to be like one guy in A main, because it took a while. Okay, let's
bring it back to this one.
Yeah.
Shox just picking up 2, still has armor. Zeus, low, time not on his side, he's making it work. 1 more to go. Zeus is down 18 HP, but time is running against him. He's got a kit, but can he make this? There's surely not enough time.
Nope.
There's no time. He picks it up in the end, but time is against him. The bomb goes off. Na'Vi get it, but there's no denying that man's caliber. Shox can always play.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the world. I think. Was it? Let's see.
Let's just watch it back. This is beautiful stuff. But then it also plays to credit of why would you ever peek him? You know, these play you've got to watch the push in. I get it, but peeking him 1 by 1, it terrifies me. Still, 11-5. Envy now. Is this when you start worrying? Is there a moment you think, okay, we really need to now bring everything back to basics and just play the absolute best we can? Is there a moment where panic starts to kick in, or is it just calm from this way onward?
Well, I think they are. They have enough experience now to panic. Actually, but they've brought up here. They're fully invested in this round, and then it's gonna be hard, actually.
Oh, until MBK did that, he got the double, but now it's Guardian in a 1v2. Man who's been brilliant for his side, keeps doing so, picks up 2 so far, but can he find Happy just above him? Happy over the top, Guardian edges forward. He's got the bomb, he's got to hit it. But oh my god, Happy finds it in the end, taking down Guardian.
Oh well.
That's one way to miss a moment, but still, 6-11 now for MB.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't actually, like, the way they just pushed on A side, I wouldn't agree with that. That they should have played it slower and felt out more on what Envy was doing, actually. But, you know, they did make the choice of directly going to one of the sites, and Envy had a pretty massive stack on that site, and it cost them a round, and basically just gave Envy a new lifeline on this match, on their snap, actually. So, but you know, it's easy. As I said before, it's very easy to save from here, sitting, watching with an X-ray on.
Hindsight, 2020 vision. We've got every tool we need to pretty much say this.
It's a lot easier than playing. So.
Yeah, there's so much focus these guys go into, and every single step they make is calculated for. And obviously, we see the big picture of things back here, but still. Tech-9s for the T side, we've seen what damage they can do. The CZs being shown off by Envy in just that prior round, but Keo taking down Zeus early on. Mid's not going to help it out, and he can just dance between. Edward, though, does take out MBK, so maybe opening up towards the A side. Guardian with a stunner towards Smiths, and it's game back on. 4v3, AK and M4 with armor. This round's looking dangerous, and Happy is really going to have to be the linchpin of this. Peeks out, gets Starks down, gets a second. That's a beautiful control from Happy. Shox comes in. Envy lock it down.
Wow, like we just spoke before, I think it was before this match, Happy has been a happy guy.
You'd be pretty pleased, right?
Yeah, he's been doing a good job in a game of Counter-Strike for a good few months, and he just showed it again. Literally just almost locking down that side on his own. Had he not been able to get those 2 kills early on, as the push came in, could have been a totally different story for that round. But now, Envy is back into it, and we have Na'Vi on a save round, and Envy has a lot of more room to work with.
Yeah, and we're seeing the UMP again, which is just beautiful. Now, T-side trying to find something out of this.
They just wanna get a bomb plant.
Yeah, pretty much, and they may get it. You know, it seemingly worked previously. Now Happy adjusts for it, does get a spray, gets the follow-up. Happy looking like he wants to get this looking pretty on the scoreboard. Give himself 2 in that round, but it will be locked out in the end by Envy.
Yeah, it's very hard to get the bomb plant going if you don't have any exposure flashes, which I did not have. So it was a desperate try for a plant on an A site. Here we go, another buy round.
Yeah, this is an important one as well. 11-8. It's Envy need this one in the bag to get themselves really on par here, and I think it kind of bring the message home to Na'Vi that, you know, we are still very much in this game, and we are seeing Smiths with the AWP, so certainly investing.
Yeah, and this is EnVy's choice too as a map, so they really want to bring their own map home. That's for sure. The next couple rounds is going to be very important in terms of where's this match going to be going towards.
And just a little heads up, in 92% of the rounds the Guardian got the opener, they went on to win that round itself. This guy has been opening quite consistently as well. It's pretty phenomenal to watch, but still a slower round coming up for the T side. Maybe a little bit more classical of the Na'Vi style with 1 minute left, but a couple of pop flashes in mid, and they start to gain some sort of control there. Happy is boosted up though, so I think that's the first time we've actually seen him on top of it in this game.
Yeah, they used to do it a lot more often, but then I guess teams really picked up on it.
Getting slightly more common.
Yeah, so, but then it's a good idea to still have that.
Nice to be able to switch back to Shox. Gets Zeus down, but I wonder if they're aware of Guardian sneaking up short here. He's just behind MBK, and they are aware as he spins around, as Edward does go down to Happy in the end. Starix and Guardian, the last two alive though. Just in an impossible situation. There's 3 players to the CT side. With the bomb in sight, I don't think Guardian's magic can work this time.
Yeah, Na'Vi just sort of came in one by one, and I don't know if that's not really the way they should be doing it. Like, they need to play together as a unit, be able to try and get those return kills, the trade kills, when someone falls down. But this time they just had everyone like taking peeks and going around one by one, and you know, you're not gonna. I don't think that's gonna work against a team like EnVyUs, because they have a lot of skill and they play well together. So yeah, you really need to get those trade kills to have an opportunity, and so we need to see better plays out of Na'Vi if they want to get more rounds on T side.
So we are seeing a couple of Tech9s, smokes, flashes. They're not lightly invested into this Na'Vi. They've certainly put a little bit more towards it. So is this once again just the focus on the plant, or are they looking for more here, trying to take some guns away, trying to invest into it for that sort of purpose?
It's a bit of both. You want to win, obviously, every single round they play. Okay, let's watch this first.
And Diggs is starting to work out really well for the T-side, breaking with 3, but the retake comes out and it's Shox again. Shox with 4. Just making it look beautiful.
Yeah, I had to stop my words when I saw the first 2 kills from Na'Vi. There we go, Shox. It's free kill time. Okay.
I think only one guy actually even saw him out of that.
Okay, that was like a free lunch for him.
He's not going to miss him either. There's been a few moments in this tournament so far we've seen players kind of whiffing some of the easiest shots in some of these moments, but I think Shox is one of the men that we'll never see that happen to, at least not so far. 11-10 though, this game is getting extraordinarily close, and that Molotov will deny Guardian the early peek towards mid. Something he was winning out on consistently on the other side of things. Yeah,
this is the moment where Na'Vi really needs to get into this match. Otherwise, EnVy, I feel like, is going to run away with it.
And we saw, and the first time we saw these guys on Cash, the counter boost in a gun round as well. They boosted Keo actually up and over, but I don't know, what the difference is when they decide to go for it. We'll come back to that in a second. So I kind of want to ask you when you'd utilize that. And just like Keo and Shox are edging closer, but Guardian.
All right, we got 92% chance of
Here we
Na'Vi
go.
taking this round.
Let's see if he keeps true to it. And the stat man in the back. Here we go. That's what I was talking about. The counter boost here. They did once again try just to maybe get a cheeky peek, but actually boosted up Shox there as Zeus gets Keo. And now Shox goes aggressive. He's peeking these guys out. He's trying to hunt them down actively. He's going to get Zeus and brings it back to a 4v3. But Edward has pretty much got him locked in here, and Happy has to hold on almost on his own here. Peeks in. Happy finds C's. Nice work towards the side. Bomb is still in mid. It's not committed. Na'Vi has this great slow style that we hadn't seen just yet, but maybe this is the round that they want to just slow it down for. And Guardian has a complete free bomb site, and Edward found Happy lurking in mid, and A is completely open for the taking. Smith saw it as a B. Happy rotated mid. They should have the time for a comfortable plant and setup, and surely Smith isn't even going to challenge this.
No, he's going to probably try and save his op. Because he's down to $900 only, so. But, yeah, the statistic didn't lie. Guardian getting the first pick.
The stat man gets a pat on the back, and he might get a meal this evening if he's lucky. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But all in all, I kind of want to go back to we'll watch Smith to get the exits at least.
Yeah, sure.
Just at least find Starks. But this is the first team that I'm really seeing doing a bought-up counter boost through mid, and they're doing it against gun rounds. Is this something that's becoming more commonplace, or is this something that only EnVy really like to use? I do vaguely remember it was Dig who did bring out a lot of the counter stack through mid early on.
Well, it's one of those things you do by feel. For us anyway, it's always been like, yeah, whenever you feel like, you know, this would be the good opportunity to do it, then you do it. It's not something you maybe plan too much ahead.
Well, the crowd are getting behind Na'Vi. The game is getting a lot closer, 12-10. Na'Vi wanted a crowd, and they've certainly got one.
Yeah, they're warming up for, you know, they have a Virtus Pro match coming later.
I don't think we're allowed to even mention that name without this crowd going wild sometimes. But we are seeing the double up, and we are into the 23rd round. So let's bring it back to the game and see what we have here. And then, all in all,
you know,
Starix looking for it. And it looks so close sometimes. But what do we make of this? Because it seems that Na'Vi has sped up a lot recently. I think it's been a discussion point. But we've seen them also now falling back to slightly slower rounds. Is this just kind of adding to their book of tricks almost?
Yeah, I guess they have like 2 different modes to themselves, where they can play really slow, but they can really speed it up. Because we used to really see Na'Vi wear down the clock to like the very last second. Like, you know, they'd be planning at like 2 seconds left of the round. So, you know, maybe we'll see one of that. But what they're really trying to do is to get Guardian to get the picks, but nope, MBK takes care of him, and I think they're in trouble.
Well, they are, and it's making it look worse as Keo does find Starix and sees lurks. Waits for Happy, pounces, gets it. Zeus found Keo, and now Bombside looks a little more vulnerable, and Edward gonna try and push it home here. Does get one towards MBK now, 1v2. Bomb is absolutely nowhere near him. He does spot out Shox, but Shox peeks up an inch, and he takes a mile, and now 1v1. Smith's up against Edward.
Yeah.
This could work out. The bomb.
For sure. I think Edward is.
Oh my god, the time though. I'm not sure if he's got enough time to even get towards B and actually plant. Oh, but he's.
Hello.
He spotted him.
How you doing?
He's got 9 seconds to make this count, and
no.
Smith just went to the car 5 seconds. He doesn't have the time for it. Smith just snuck away, and by the grace of God, Smith gets out of that situation. I don't think he even knew what was lurking just behind him.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, if there's one of those, Edward is one of those players you really you'd like to have in the 1-on-X situations, because he's phenomenal in those, and he just seems to just much like, let's say, like a Get Right. He really excels in those situations, and but too bad for him. There was too little time. You know, that's at the slow play. You sort of sacrifice from late round shenanigans, so to speak. You know, so he ran out of time.
Shenanigans indeed, as Happy gets a little bit aggressive. They're going for a look down towards. Ooh, Squeaky caught one through the smoke, but still tagged himself. And I'm waiting to see the T-side actually push through, and they are. Smith stopped Edward, and now who's going to stop the rest? The smoke holds back the T's. Happy's nade found Starix. And Zeus edging through the corner of the smoke, gonna peer around, find Happy, take him down, and maybe the T-side can still make this stick. It's down to Guardian. 1v2, he's got a 1v1 here up against MBK if he makes it quick, but Kyo is fast on his way through.
Yeah, low HP on Guardian's side. So.
Doesn't matter there. He's going to find Kyo anyway. And there is enough time this time to get over towards B.
Yeah, less shenanigans in the early round. It gives you more room for more shenanigans in the late round.
All about those shenanigans today. That's all it is.
All right, 1-on-1. But still, it favors MBK health-wise. But let's see what kind of plan Guardian gets in.
Going for a fairly standard plant. I don't think he's...
Yeah.
Oh, Nathan didn't even expect him to be that quickly over towards B, but Bomb is down, and Guardian now needs to play this perfectly. Picked up the first, not gonna get the second. MBK comes around, gets the frag he needed, and that will be the defuse coming in.
Yeah, I feel like if you, in hindsight, always, again, really easy to sit there and watch, but in a situation when you're low HP, 1-on-1, you really need to be super decisive on what you want to do, and not be, because, you know, the way he played it, he wasn't 100% sure of what he was going to do. He was sort of trying to, I don't know, like outsmart the opponent or something.
Almost overthinking it.
Overthinking it, yeah. Maybe do a plant towards the room with the vent in, and you can just go there and play by there and just hope for the best, basically, because you have a lot of, you have little HP only.
Crowd getting absolutely wild here, and Edward and Zeus taking their time with this, and it's pretty much it's a near full-on eco. We do see at least a couple of deagles, P250s and Tech 9s, but nothing to write home about. No armor, no flashes, no nades, no nothing to really make a play from. And in this, is it time to discuss for them, do you think? Is it time to try and work things out, or is it just try and get a couple of guns away? What's their main focus here?
Well, considering the state of Tech 9 right now, you never know with that weapon. But mostly they're just trying to get kills and see if maybe you can get a pick or two early on, and then get some weapons stolen, and then you never know what happens. But they had no armor, so that's going to make it really tough. Really tough, especially with how the aim punch works in this game.
Yeah.
When you're getting hit, it's almost
game over. It's not a great
time.
time. Yeah, it's not a great time at all. 13-12 though. EnVy finally take the lead in this game. Really been trailing behind Na'Vi for quite some time, but they seem to be warming themselves into this one. Even late into the game, they are finding some sort of strides towards confidence. But we're seeing a very well brought up Na'Vi and a very well brought up EnVyUs.
Yeah, the problem with Na'Vi is that they're unable to string rounds together.
Oh, this could be huge. Guardian just misses Shocks, but Shocks misses back towards him, and oh my god! A centimeter apart, but in the massive mess that went on, Keo got a kill onto Starix.
Yeah, that could have as well been a hit, I feel like, watching it.
Yeah, from our point of view, it certainly looked like it, but Happy then going for the aggressive play again through Squeaky, not panning out. As now Zeus Edward seized, and Guardian look for a way back into this round.
Yep. No, but it's always going to make it harder. Like, the thing is, when you're playing slow like this, you're looking for that early pick.
Oh my
force a rotation from the CTs, but actually turned out the other way around. Starix getting picked off early on.
On the rotate, we aren't going to see maybe an A push. Edward smoking out towards the truck as Seas does take down MBK. Happy was just around that corner though, and waiting in the corner is Happy, but Happy no more as Edward does get himself towards the side. So starting to look towards maybe looking down the bomb site if he can. Try and get some control. He pushes forward, gets Keo, avenging his teammate earlier on, but that molly going to slow any aggression down, hold them in. Now 3v2, the T side have the weapons, have the armor. They don't have the bomb down just yet, and Shocks pushes forward. He's going to get the tag, he's going to go for the bomb. He gets it down, that's Zeus. Decimated. Now, Smith finds Guardian. Shocks for the follow-up. This is beautifully done by the Frenchman. 14-10. 12.
Yeah.
How did they let him get that close? He snuck up around him. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things going the right way for Shocks in that situation, to be honest with you. It just happened to fall. Everything just fell into place for him. And I think that was a really costly round for Na'Vi as well, because there was still going to be a really good chance for them to get into this had they won that round. Even though now they've fully invested on this one as well, so there's always going to be a slight chance, but it's going to be that much harder with the 12-14 situation in favor of EnVy.
14-12. Big scoreline to start looking at, so close towards match point. You can see the aggression coming through. Happy has constantly done this, and he's made it work this time. Actually picking up one, but exchanging a 1-for-1 at this point. Dangerous to be playing with. We saw what happened not too long ago with Cloud9 going aggressive against an E-code upside, but still Smith does find Edward. And
no, okay.
I thought Starix was right next to him.
Yeah, me too. X-Ray.
Yeah, X-Ray just
games.
Shenanigans again. 3v3 though. It's not looking good for the T side here. Keo is around the back of them. They'll spot the bomb. Spots out Zeus. Takes him down. And now just Guardian alive. 1v2. He's got the first. Shock still lurks. This man has been in every single situation. You just don't want someone in.
Yeah, but it's really, really hard for him again. He's very low on HP once again.
But he does slip through at least the clutches of Shocks, but I don't know what else he could really make out of this round.
Yeah, 22 seconds left only, so he's going to limit his options. He's going to actually opt to save for the following round. Oh, I can live with that choice.
I think sometimes you're going to have to make a choice, and it's not always the one that excites the crowd, but it's the one that makes the most sense in the end. And maybe going to go for the draw eventually if they can and take it to the overtime sort of markers. And, well, there we go. EnVy starting to look very solid here, and just good play overall from every single member. It's not even one player constantly shining in this. We've got 3 players on 20 kills here. Smith's, Happy, and MBK. It's absolutely unreal. So 15-12 now. EnVy pick this round up. They get map 1. This is a best of 3, bearing in mind. So we're out of the best of 1 phase. This is the biggest round they're going to play coming into this map. Now, what's their focus here? Is there a way that the T-side are going to try and push them further, or do you think we're going to see the same round style coming out?
I think they're just going to try and feels like they're going to want to just play passively, trying to get those picks, but Kiyoshima could make a lot of difference here, but nope, unable to get the kill. Meanwhile, Guardian does what he needs to do and gets that early pick.
Well, we know MBK is always lurking around here, and Guardian still single-handedly trying to drag his team through this one. Smoking out, shots, takes down Seas. It's the squeaky door as Edward and Guardian start working towards that A site. Starix still far away. Edward, not but a deagle to his name, and the push comes in, the aggression from Shox. This man has been monstrous, and he's done it in this situation, but Starix now 1v2. Gonna have to find some sort of magic here with 50 seconds left. The bomb is firmly in the hands of the opposition, but I guess he knows where they are, but it's gonna be an uphill struggle, quite literally.
He's not had the best of maps, so if he clutches this, you know, that's
one way to get your name back in the good books. Let's find out. Shox closes out, but he's now given away the game here. And Kyo watching an angle, and it's Envy to get map 1 under their belts. Nicely done overall in the end, 16-12. With a good performance, turning around what looked like a dangerous start, the very opening rounds of this map.
for sure. Navi really showed, I think, a really good CT half, actually, even though it felt like Envy halfway through the half felt like they were creeping back into it, but in the end, good job for Navi.
Yeah, so
Still.
I've got to ask the question, is this just Envy playing good enough, or is there more for them to give, do you think? Because I still feel that's not the most smooth play I've seen from all, the most clear-cut games from them just yet, but do you reckon they're holding back at all, or is this Navi actually coming into this pretty well and pushing them quite far? You know,
like we were talking before, Navi really needs to peak individually for them to totally show their full potential, because it feels like if anything, Starix is a player that I really would love to see put in more numbers in, pretty much, because he before he's been a phenomenal player, has a lot of potential, but I don't know what's going on. It seems like he's had a bit of a slump or struggling lately. I even saw a vlog he made about maybe quitting playing.
That's not exactly what you want to be thinking about when you're in a major. There's this kind of lack of some focus somewhere down the line.
I don't know. It's hard to say, but I feel like they're a team that could really make it to a final if they just really made things, if everything just fell into place.
Yeah, and there's a couple of players certainly getting towards that point. Guardian there and Edward are starting to look very strong. It's just down to the rest to kind of step up as well.
Yeah, when they have Guardian, Edward, and Seized really picking up their play, I think that's the moment where they're really dangerous.
Yeah, so a lot to be said about this one, which we will come back to in just a moment's time. And obviously, the next map coming up, if I'm not mistaken, is Dust as well. Quick thought on that one. Where do you feel that's going to start looking towards? Is this a map that Navi can find some sort of ground on?
Definitely. I think this is a map where Guardian's hopping is going to be even more effective, and it's going to be more crucial than it was previously. It's a map they chose, so they must be very confident and comfortable with it. At the same time, French teams have always been a force on Dust too as well, so I'm looking forward to another very close map.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an absolutely stellar game coming up. So guys, do stay tuned. We're going to a very short break while the players talk things over, reset, and make sure they are ready for the next map. So guys, maybe go grab a drink, maybe get some stickers, I don't know. Have fun for 5 minutes, and we'll be back very soon.